Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, so we want to talk about how to rise above your mistakes. Okay, Grace is joining from the US. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for connecting tonight. Mistakes often gets us stuck in destiny, and there are different levels of mistakes. So because I only have a few minutes, I'm not going to go too deep into this. Just want to help us. I've been speaking to a lot of people recently, and it's been, this is the time that we actually look back on our year, how things have been, how much goals we achieved, what we didn't quite achieve, and then we start to look at, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. And there's a way it can dampen your soul, right? And make you lose sight of what has actually worked. So I often say to people when we review goals that, yes, I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Were the goals you made and you wanted to achieve, and you've only achieved 1, 2, 3. But 11, 12, 13, 14, they were not on your list, but you still achieved those things. Those things happen to you. Anybody like that? Because it happened to me. There were some things that were not on my goal for 2025, yet they happened. I mean, on my goal list for 2025, and they still happened. What about those things? Sometimes we don't actually pause to actually look at those things that happen for you that you didn't plan to happen for you. All right. Okay. Julie says she's connecting from Kaduna. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for connecting, Julie. Awesome. So it's important for us to actually, when we are taking stock, to be balanced with taking our stock, because otherwise, right, we can self-sabotage and put ourselves in a place of mourning, right? In a place of beginning to think that, oh, what kind of person am I? Why is my life like this? And because all we can see is negativity, remember what you focus on expands. And there's a way to deal with mistakes. I was talking to someone earlier today, and we were talking about overcoming negative thoughts. And this person was talking about, they were struggling with negative thoughts, and it's just become quite a lot for them. And I said one thing to this person. I said, listen, negative thought is a part of life. Just like mistakes are part of life. In fact, I love to say that mistakes makes us human. If you meet anybody that's never made a mistake, I want to be the person's friend. Because mistakes makes us human. The fact that you are a human being means that you will make mistakes. So mistakes are normal. Right? Because why? He told me, because you are not perfect. You're not perfect. We're all striving every day to become a better version of ourselves, right? So I'm just going to, also teach and just make reference to my book, is Rise Above Your Past, but it also talks about how to rise above our mistake. Now, I said mistakes makes us human because you're a human being. The human being is tripartite. You have a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. And I've said this so many times that the prosperity of the soul is the foundation of the prosperity of every other area of our being. So when your soul is weak, hurt, or destroyed, it will affect every other area of your being. Now, when you make a mistake, you start to condemn yourself. You start to beat yourself up. Why would I do such a thing? Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Why will I actually say yes to that? Why will I do this? Why? Oh my goodness. Oh, I should have, especially, sometimes anybody ever run late, like you went somewhere late and you actually knew that I should be at this place at 10 a.m. and maybe you actually woke up at 8 a.m. You started to get ready and you looked at your wristwatch and it's 8:30. Let me just quickly do this or quickly do that or this. And then by the time you realized what was happening, it was 9:45, and then you started to rush. And then you got there late. And then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. How will I be late? And I woke up early. I shouldn't have gone and started doing that task. I should have just this one. I shouldn't have done. And then because you're already feeling so bad, you can't even focus on, what you went to do there. And you just now, your day just all become ruined because you made a mistake. The first thing I need to tell you tonight is that mistakes makes us normal. Making mistakes means that you are actually living because you are doing something. Anyone that's not doing anything cannot make a mistake. Mistake means that I've got a bottle here, right? So let's say I won't actually drop this because it's my best perfume. So let's say this perfume is here on the table, right? And I want to grab it. I'm actually doing something. I'm active, and I want to take the perfume, and then it falls off. I mistook it, right? If I'm not doing nothing, if I just sat here, I'm not making any effort to take the perfume, to move it around, to do anything, the perfume will be there. I will not mistake it or mistook it, whatever that English is. So the first thing you actually need to realize, and you should actually say, I'm actually making an effort. I'm doing something. I saw a post the other day of a design that shows somebody throwing darts. Like, so the dart board was there, the dart board, right, was there. And the person that, tried to get the circle in the knot, but they missed. So the dart was all around that board. And then showed the other picture beside it was the bucket of that still inside that bucket. It wasn't brought out. And so the caption was like, this is progress. So yes, you were not successful. You didn't meet the target. But the person who never actually attempted anything is the one that is a failure. You attempted something. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, your goals. You achieved 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. You did something. In fact, you set a goal. That's a starting point. And so you can't afford to let yourself get to that place because, see, the way negativity blooms quicker than positivity is like a boomerang effect. Have you ever noticed why negative news, bad news, spread faster? They spread like wildfire than good news. Before you say Jack Robinson, before you know what's going on, everybody knows what's going on. Oh, this thing happened, that thing happened. Because bad news spreads fast, faster than good news, right? So it's important for you to be mindful of what you choose to focus on. And I'm going to give us, let me actually tell us today. So those of you who like to take notes and assignment and task and things like that. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on here. I want you to write a note, sit down and take a note of the things that has happened for you in 2025. What are those things that happened for you? Both the ones you planned to happen and the one you didn't plan to happen. And then begin to be thankful. So I posted something earlier today. I said, Thankful Tuesday. Right? And this is because people will say, oh, why is my life still like this? Why am I here? Why have things not changed? Another year is coming to an end and I'm still on the same spot. Says who? Hello? Says who? Is that actually true? Are you really on the same spot? Because sometimes we just say things without actually really deeply thinking about it. If you've had your birthday already, so if your birthday is not December, right? You've had your birthday January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November. You have actually added another year. So you're not on the same spot. At least you are dead. Being on the same spot means that you are stagnant. You are there. You are not on the same spot. And there's a Yoruba adage that's coming to my mind. I hope that I will be able to actually say it well. It says that Beruba Monuro Ashokbe Abi. something like that. Like, right. So if you are thoughtful, you'll be thankful. If you are thoughtful, you will be thankful. And because so many times we actually don't intentionally take stock of our life, take stock of the things that happen to us, take stock of the things that are happening to us, because some of those things are still happening to us. Some of those things are still happening. Oh gosh, what's going on? Oh, so sorry about this. What's going on TikTok? TikTok, oh, if we should stop this. Okay. Telling me to. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're talking about being thoughtful. Think about those things that has happened. For just write it down, even if it's just one. And I was saying today that when I put that thing up, I said, yes, I know that there are things that we are still expecting to happen. And the truth is, we're not saying the year is over. Those things goals can still be achieved. It only took 6 days for God to create the whole world, right? But one of the secrets. Okay, someone says, Beruba mo inuro amo pedu. Thank you so much. Beruba mo inuro amo pedu. Like when you are able to pause and think, you'll be grateful. And I said, put your own in the comment section. Regardless, I am grateful for. Regardless, I am grateful for. Regardless, because you see, I love to balance things a lot, right? And I'm not saying my life is perfect, everything went the way I expected to, but regardless, I'm so grateful. Because you know what you do? Let me go spiritually a little bit. What you do is you confuse the devil. Because the devil expects you to be sad. Look at your list. Only one thing happened. Look at your list. Only 2 things happened. What has happened in your life this year? Yeah, just, hey, Dr. Shala, I see you. Oluwatoyin, hi, good evening. What has happened in your life this year? But when you say, yes, I know there's only one thing that happened, but I'm grateful. God, I'm so grateful to this one thing that happened, though. It's fine. At least something happened. Something happened. Right? So it's important for us to, regardless of whatever it is, right, that has happened in our past, to be grateful. So how do I overcome my mistake? And the first thing I said is acknowledge, right, that mistakes makes us human. You are not the only person that made a mistake. That same mistake that you made, you are not the only person that made that mistake. You are not the first person to make that mistake, and you'll not be the last person to make that mistake. Because you're a human being. They're a human being. And I know that sometimes you blame yourself because you are telling yourself, I could have done better. I should have done better. I should have known better. Note that you also have emotions, and sometimes we can't help it. Our emotions control our actions. Even though I say your emotions are valid, don't invalidate your emotions, but don't allow your emotions to control your actions. But sometimes, have you ever spoken out of anger? Have you ever tapped a message and you start? Thank God that WhatsApp has delete. Have you ever tapped the message because nonsense, and then I will give her and then you finish tapping, you send it, and you're like, oh, you shouldn't have, and then you quickly delete it. Or sometimes by the time you think to go and delete it, it's too late. The thing does not allow you to delete. So sometimes your emotions can control your actions, and it's fine. The second thing you need to do is to ask yourself, so acknowledge that you've made the mistake, right? Mistake makes us human. Acknowledge, okay, yes. Because one of the most self-sabotaging things you can do for yourself is to make a mistake and try to pretend that you didn't make the mistake. Deceiving yourself, being delusional. It's like I remember when we were young, maybe you were washing a plate and the plate broke. And you guys are very good. You never did that, but that happens when I was young. The plate broke and you're like, I can't tell mom and dad that this plate is broken. No. You now carry the plate. You put it together. You join the two pieces together and then you put it with the other plates. Children sometimes also you're like, as if when they go and take the plate, they will not see that the plate is already broken. And they will not be, what happened? Who broke the plate? And nobody's talking. Instead of you to just come, the moment the plate broke, you say, hands up. Sorry, the plate broke. And because you did not intentionally break the plates, you didn't carry the plates and throw it on the floor. It actually was a mistake. You mistook the plates. In fact, that's a perfect example of mistake. You are trying to take the plate and it slipped out of your hand and broke. It was a mistake. Own up to it. Yes, I'm sorry. I broke the plate. It wasn't intentional. And you have to, first of all, right, come clean to yourself. Come clean to yourself. Say, ouch, we didn't do that right. Because by the time you start to say, oh, I want to cover it up, it's like it didn't happen, and then you're trying to manipulate. And sometimes we think we are deceiving people. You're actually deceiving yourself, because the people you think you are deceiving, no, they know. They know. So own up. Ouch, I'm sorry. My son will always say, oh, my bad. When I say, oh, my bad, I'm like, stop saying my bad. Just say, yes, mommy, I made a mistake. Just saying my bad. I see you all. Favor, Rebecca, Taming, good evening. Mickey, a real Agbola, Gifty, Nana, Titri. I see you all. Kote. I. Thank you all so much for connecting tonight. Yes, welcome to Soul Clinic with the Soul Doctor. We are talking about how to rise above your mistake. Yes, it's the end of the year, and we're probably beginning to think about our year. Those things that you did, especially that you shouldn't have done. You knew I should have known better, right? And you're saying to yourself, "Oh my God, really? Why did I do this? If only I had done that, my life would not be like this." Number one, you are a human being. We are prone to mistakes. It's normal, especially if you are living. Living means you are actually active. You are attempting things. You are doing things. You are thinking. You are trying to create. You are producing stuff. You are working at things. You are trying to set up a business. You are a thought leader. You are looking after children. You are doing stuff. You are being you. You are being a dad. You are being a mom. You are being a child. You are being a staff. You are actually living. You make mistakes. You are being a boss. Because nobody is perfect. The next thing is, once you own up and say, okay, yes, I know mistakes makes us human. I've made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I should have maybe checked. I've gone for an event before and I didn't check. It was very embarrassing. I didn't check the dress code. Just assume, and I got it. I was like, oh my days. I can't believe it. But I could have felt so sad throughout the event. I could have just buried my head or, just be in a funk of a mood. But I was just laughing at, there's one thing, I laugh at myself. Oh my goodness. You better learn to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself that seriously. I'll be like, oops. I can't. Yeah, it's okay. I laugh at myself. Because there's something I normally say, right? The mistake you made, that's why it's made, means is in the past. So let's assume that they can't remember what the dress code was now. Let's say the dress code is white and black. Okay, probably nobody will probably do white and black because it's not choir. You're not going to say the choir. Okay, so let's say the dress code is black. And then I didn't read the invitation, and then I went to the event and I'm wearing red, for instance. Oh my goodness, I'm going to stand out like a sore finger. And then I'm like, wow, okay. Actually, one good thing was there were other people too that didn't. It wasn't only me that didn't. So there were a few of us that actually didn't read the invitation very well to see the dress code. So I could have been there, just be sad and like, oh my God, why didn't I read this thing? And then I could have just missed out of all the goodies of the event in why didn't I read this? Oh my God, I should have read it. Oh my God, why did I read it? I'm not even hungry. I don't have appetite. And I would have missed out, ruined the whole entire evening. But I could just enter there. I'm like, oops. And then even at my table, I'll be like, guys, you can't believe it. I know. I just laughed it off, enjoyed myself, had fun. Because the mistake I made happened in the past. And guess what? 5 minutes ago is in the past. Mhm. Yesterday is in the past. Last month, November 2025 is in the past. You can't have it again. If you told yourself, I will read a book a month, and November 2025 happened, and you did not even open one book like this to read, and you're not here in December, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't read. I'm supposed to read a book. Look at me. I've not read a book. Excuse me. What can you do about it? Nothing. Because November 2025 is gone forever. Like forever and ever. So why are we crying over it? Why are we crying over November 20? It's gone. So that mistake you made is in your past. And so you have to say to yourself, okay, now I'm here. What have I learned from this experience? What will I do better next time? So I love to do a lot of writing down and thinking, especially at this time of the year. So pause and ask yourself, in fact, you can do it month by month to help you, right? January, February, March. Okay, so what are those things? So of course, you might not remember all of the mistakes you made, but the significant ones that is making you feel bad or think that maybe you are less than or you are not good enough, or sometimes the mistakes can bring those thoughts into your head. You're not good enough, you're not that intelligent, you're not that brilliant, you can't do anything well. Especially if maybe you made it more than once. So ask yourself, what happened? What happened? Why did I make this mistake? And then ask yourself, what can I change? What do I need to change? Because you might be making the mistake because of a particular decision you are making all of the time. You can be making that mistake because of the relationships around you. Yeah. And we'll probably look at that next time. Talk about relationships, the kind of relationships you need to cultivate as you move into the new year. You could have made that mistake because you were not properly informed. Sometimes, I don't know if you've ever, I don't really like reading tiny things. You buy, and sometimes you're like, it's only a table now. The table has 4 legs. Why do I have to be reading the instructions to put a table together? I don't know if you're in that WhatsApp group. You're like, come off, it's just a table. Bring the legs. If it's 4 legs, arrange it 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the top? Put it there. And then you're like, okay, but what's going on? And then you now have to dismantle it and go and humble yourself and do what? Read the instruction manual. Because the people, somebody Rebecca says me, the people that put the instruction manual, they don't know what they are doing. They absolutely know what they are doing. So did you make that mistake because you didn't have enough information? So begin to ask yourself, why did I make this mistake? What happened? Or maybe I was misinformed, because that can also happen. Somebody could have told you something you didn't verify. So I say, okay, based on that, then you did something. Why did I make the mistake? And then begin to ask yourself, what does this teach me? So for me, going to that event, not reading, I'll be like, oh my goodness, next time I get an invite, I will read the invitation. I will check. In fact, if I don't see any dress code, I will call the person. Excuse me, is there a dress code? Please, what's the dress code for the invitation for the event? I will ask them, what's your dress code? Because I don't want to come and be looking like a barbarian. I don't want that at all. So I've learned my lesson. Because you see, that event has painted a picture in my mind. I don't want to feel out of sync. I know how did it make me feel? Oh, I was embarrassed. It made me feel like I didn't put attention to detailed, or I'm not thorough. It affected my brand. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to learn, to check and double check. So what are the lessons? What are the lessons that your mistake has taught you? Because if you don't pause, right, to actually take inventory and ask yourself this, because you can just sit there. You know what they say, what's the point of crying over spilt milk? But a lot of us do that when we make mistakes. We just sit down and we cry. The milk has fallen down. The milk is on the floor. The milk, and this milk, I walked down to the corner shop to buy it. Now it has spilled on the floor. I'm not going to be able to have my breakfast again. That's what a lot of us do with our mistakes. We're just crying over it. We're just crying over it. That's happened. What I will not have, what will now not happen, what did not happen, why did it? Rise up, get up, get up, get up, get up. It's time to get up and clean up the mess. Oh, I can see a picture. I don't know who this is, but that's literally you. You're crying because of what has happened, and you're thinking about all of the things that you will not get because of the mistake you made. You are actually stuck in that mistake, and you'll be stuck there for about a few months now. You are stuck. You did something you shouldn't have done, and you're feeling so sad, you're feeling so bad, and you are stuck. You cannot move on. You find it difficult to move. And now the year is about to end, and you are getting into this panic and anxiety mode and asking yourself, is this how I'm going to move into the new year again? Still stuck in this mistake? I'm not even good enough. I can't do anything right. And you actually begin to give up. You need to rise up. Somebody says it's sometimes hard to get up. And you see, that's where the problem is. So I'm going to use that to teach. I say to people that the quality of your life is directly proportionate to the quality of your beliefs. So I'm going to help you to change that belief right there, Rebecca, because this person says it's sometimes hard to get up. That's a belief. And that belief will get you stuck. It will get you stuck. Is it really hard to get up? I'm sitting down right now, right? I can stand up. It's not hard to get up. If I sit down here and I'm saying to myself, oh my goodness, I've had such a long day. I think it's going to be so hard for me to get up. See, there's something called the mind. You have a mind. And there is something called mind over matter. Because you've told yourself over and over and over and over and over again, because it's sometimes hard to get up, it will continue to be hard for you to actually get harder. So I now need to change that belief. So is it really hard to get up? Because getting up is within your control. Sweetheart, getting up is not in anybody else's hand but your hand. Yes, some other external factors might have contributed to the mistake, to the past, to what happened. Because like I said, sometimes we can act based on our emotions. It can be that we found ourselves in a particular environment, somebody did something to us, and then we got emotional, and we just really didn't have the strength to make a right decision, and so we made the wrong decision. It's okay. It's fine. Don't crucify yourself. But don't sit down. Rise up. Get up. And getting up is absolutely, and often say to people, look at your two hands. Look at your two hands. Getting up is within your control. There was a guy by the pool of Bethsaida. He was there for 38 years. He was stuck. He was stuck. The first question Jesus Christ asked him is, do you want to be healed? And you can imagine, Jesus, what kind of question is that now? The guy is sick. Obviously, he wants to be healed. No. He needs to tell me if he wants to be healed. Do you really want to be healed? So my question to you, sweetheart, is, do you actually want to get up? Because you see, the place of our mistake and our pain can also become our comfort zone. You're used to it. You're used to being there. Years ago, I had a client who I was doing coaching for, coaching and therapy, and things began to change for this person. And this person began to see themselves in a new light. They began to take their power. They began to be in control. And one day this person came in and said, Coach, I'm not comfortable with this person I'm becoming. I'm actually starting off for myself, setting boundaries. I'm not comfortable with this person. I feel strange. I feel this person is strange. And the person stopped coming to session because the person was comfortable with the place of pain they have been. Miriam says, I found it hard to move on from the pain of my mistakes, even though I've learned from it and not repeat it for years, but it's as if the pain is glued with me. So again, let's deal with that mindset. The pain is not glued to you. And I think some people need to do some note to self tonight. I am rising up from my mistake. Yeah, absolutely, Aki. The place of our mistakes and pain can become our comfort zone. Like, for real. This person, I was shocked. I'm like, okay, this is new. You're becoming better. You are changing. You are developing, your own voice. And we said no. And see, this is also called Stockholm syndrome when we're talking about abuse, where they take the victim out from the environment from the toxic environment, and the person goes back there because their mind has found comfort in pain. May you not find comfort in pain in the name of Jesus Christ. We are not designed for pain. We are not created to live in pain. In fact, I was saying to someone today that human beings we are not created to live with stress. Some people like stress. They actually create stress for themselves. They feel, they say something like, I am more productive when I'm stressed. No, you are running with adrenaline. That is not the original design for us to be productive. You are supposed to be productive in a place of zen, in a place of peace, in a place of shalom, where everything is calm. That is the best place. That is where you are designed. Did you see stress when God was creating the world? Was it stressed? Was it stressed? That is the highest level of creativity. And you say, I have to be stressed. Oh, in fact, it has to be a day before I start doing it. No, you are wrong. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. Yes, you will get the adrenaline and then you will do all the work. Yes, you will get, but that is not the way we were. And then you see, the more you do that, you can actually get addicted to that rush. You can get addicted to that rush. You're not created for stress. That's why Jesus Christ said, and if you're watching me for the first time, I'm a person of faith, so I would often refer to the Bible, and I'm not sorry about it. He said, in this world, you will have trials, you will have tribulations, you will have stress. And then he said, but be of good cheer because I have overcome the world. So it means that In me, I have overcome stress. When you connect to me, you can live a stressless life. A stressless life doesn't mean that you will not have challenges. It just means that you will have peace regardless. And that's what you want. Because you see, again, in psychology, there's a body-mind connection. When you're going through stress, you're experiencing stress, there are physical manifestations in your body. There's headache, tension, headache, high blood pressure. Now, cancer. So there's a mind-body connection. So you see the reason why you need peace. And peace is something you can't use money to buy. Some people will argue with me, but peace is actually something you cannot use money to buy. Peace. But it starts from your decision. Do I actually, because you see, when you keep focusing on that mistake and that past, it's stealing your peace. It's stealing your zen. So the first thing is you need to do is, and I said it when I started talking, number one, the mistake is not peculiar to you, it's not unique to you. That thing that you think that somebody else has done it, somebody else will still do it tomorrow. It's not an indictment on your personality, which is why I said you need to know who you are. Oh yeah, I did that, but that's not me. Don't take your identity from your mistakes. Why? That's not you. Drop that. It was a mistake. And focus on who you are. If you don't know who you are yet, find out who you are. Find out who you are. Because that mistake is not you and should not define you. Focus on you, who you are. And tell yourself, it's not hard for me to rise above my mistake. It's so easy. I'm going to make a promise to yourself tonight. I am going to rise above that mistake. As I move into this new year, this mistake will not hold me back. For some people, 2025, you've just been stalling because you just can't seem to move forward. You see, imagine you're trying to drive your car and you start the car. And I remember back then in Nigeria, when you want to change your tire, you put stones so that the car will not move. You put stone in front of the ones you are not changing. So let's say the three of them, you put a big stone in front of the front, and the back, and maybe you're changing the back. Now imagine that you finish changing your car and you didn't remove the stone, but you're trying to move the car. All the tires are fine. There's fuel in the car. The engine is working well. Everything is okay. But the car is not moving. Why is this car not moving? Maybe you even call your mechanic. My car is not moving. I don't know why it's moving. I've checked there's petrol. I've checked everything, the tire, everything. There's a stone there. So you keep trying. For some of you, that's what you're 27, as you just keep trying to move. We got to remove the stones are the mistake. We need to remove them. And you know what they say? You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result. You can't. So what are you going to do differently? And see what you can start to do today is to first of all decide that I'm going to rise above my mistake. It was a mistake. It wasn't me. I'll learn my lessons, but I'm moving on. I'm going to move on. Because listen, the future is a blank check. The future is a blank check. It's like somebody giving you a check and say, what do you want? You must not allow your past to stop you. You must not allow what happened to you to stop you. Because what happened to you is supposed to have happened for you. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Okay, I want to quickly read something to you. A lot of people will experience a traumatic event in their lifetime, and trauma steals our esteem. The World Mental Health Surveys provide estimates that 70.4% of adults worldwide have experienced a trauma during their lifetime. According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, 61% of men and 51% of women at least experience one traumatic event in their lifetime. Therefore, being equipped with the right tools to rise above our negative experiences is crucial. And so you see, when I said that whatever happened to you, right, that mistake that happened to you happened in the past. But then you see the statistics is what is now happening to people in their current lifetime, in the present. Even though the causant of the pain is in the past, they are now experiencing negativity in the present. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And some of you need to make a decision to say, no, I'm actually going to give it what it takes to remove these stones and actually move forward in my life. I need to move forward in my life. So what are you going to do differently now? What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do differently? What are the things you're going to begin to put in place by the time you start assessing why I made these mistakes? Was it the people in my life? Was it that I'm not knowledgeable enough? Was it that I wasn't patient enough sometimes? Always in a rush? Is it that I didn't plan? I'm not managing my time properly? Everybody needs a coach. I remember there was a client I worked with. This person just didn't know how to manage their time, and they were always running late. They never achieved their goals. They were struggling. And I said, no, we are going to go into a time management mode. So sometimes, like a couple of people said, oh, I've tried to do it. It's hard to rise up. You need somebody to handhold you. So you see, when Peter, right, it's Peter, I think, yeah, it's Peter. When they were passing by the gate, the beautiful gate, and the guy that was lame was asking them, looking at them and expecting money. And he said, listen, silver and gold I have none, but what I have I give to you. And then, there was a particular sentence that Peter grabbed him by the hand. Rise up. If Peter just stood there and told him, rise up, rise up, rise up and walk, the guy will probably not get up. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's like, maybe he's never even had it in his mind that I can walk. As far as it's concerned, I'll just sit down here. People will give me money, and that will be where my life is. So he was stuck in that particular situation. So he needed Peter to grab his hand and pull him up. And for some people, that is what you need going forward. You need somebody to grab your hand, to handhold you, to get up from that place, from that mistake, from what has got you stuck. Because, like I love to say, you carry value. And your value has not reduced. I mean, your mistake has not reduced your mistake has not reduced your value. It hasn't. Imagine if Peter, I just talked about Peter, if Peter because Peter made a mistake. Now, look at what I was saying earlier on about emotions controlling our actions. What made Peter deny Jesus? The emotion of fear. He was afraid. That was it. He was just afraid. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, look at you, what they done to Jesus. So he wasn't even processing what was going on properly. He wasn't processing it. So him denying Jesus, that is why he cried. He was like, oh my God, I made a mistake. I denied him. Oh, what a mistake. I wish I can go back and change it, but you can't go back. And a lot of us say that, oh, I wish I can just go back and do things differently, but you cannot go back. You know what I say? If wishes were horses, you can't go back, sweetheart. You can't. But he realized, I've made a mistake, and what? He corrected it. He repented. So for some people, you know what I said earlier on about owning up to your mistake? And that's the difference between a Judas and a Peter. We can argue that Judas also made a mistake. It's arguable. Even though some people say, well, it was preconceived, but it's debatable, right? Because See, there are different dimensions of mistake, and I don't have time to go into that right now. There are different dimensions of mistake. There are simple mistakes. The plate broke, but there are some deep mistakes that if I tell you it's a mistake, you will say, that's not that was it wasn't really a mistake. I remember my NLP class where they said every action, every action has a positive intention behind it. I argued with my facilitator that I said it's not possible. How? But it's true. If we chunk down, 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 there's something positive that person is looking for, but then they are getting it in the wrong way. And so we can debate that, oh, but Judas knew what he was doing, he was premeditated, blah, 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 blah. But it was still a mistake. It could have not betrayed Jesus. And actually, why I know that it was a mistake was he realized, because when you make a mistake, you realize that, I shouldn't have done that. So yes, Judas also made a mistake. But that was a deep one. That's what we call deep mistakes. It was like, oh my God, I didn't know that they were actually going to kill him. I shouldn't have, okay, I'm actually going to go and return the money. Right? But returning the money wasn't going to change anything. Repentance was what Judas needed at that point in time. And Peter was able to repent, but unfortunately, Judas wasn't able to repent. So for some of us, right, another step in rising out of your mistake is to repent from that thing. Is to repent. It's probably to go and tell somebody, I'm sorry this happened. I really didn't intend for it to happen. Oh, I'm sorry I said this to you. I didn't intend to say it to you. Because sometimes, genuinely, you didn't want to say that thing to that person, but it happened. Judas was part of Jesus' disciples now. He wouldn't intentionally want to hurt Jesus. He wouldn't. And that's why he just couldn't live with himself, which was the wrong way to deal with what happened. The same way Peter went to Jesus and apologized, Judas would have done the same thing and he would have been forgiven. So, as another way to rise above your mistake is to make amends, especially if there are other parties are involved. See, the Bible says pride goes before a fall. And it doesn't make you any less if you go and meet somebody and say, I'm so sorry, what I said to you yesterday, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. It doesn't reduce your value. It actually increases your value. It increases your worth. Oh, the last time that I spoke to you like this, or that I did this, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry that happened. It increases your worth. It makes you a better person. Look at Peter. Look at what Peter would have missed. This same Peter, now speaking to people, over 3,000 people came to Christ. That same Peter, telling this lame guy, putting umbrellas up and walk, performing miracles. He could have sabotaged that future if he didn't rise above that mistake of denial. You could have sabotaged the future. And there is greatness ahead of every one of us. That is why you need to rise above your mistake. So you don't stay stuck. You don't self-sabotage. You can fulfill your purpose. Remember, throughout last month, we talked about purpose. Why you need to fulfill your purpose. The fact that you are created on purpose for a purpose. And when you stay stuck in your mistake, you can't move forward. You can't fulfill that purpose. That is the number one and primary reason why you are on this earth. Is to fulfill your purpose. Absolutely, to fulfill your purpose. Right? And one of the things that we also put out last month, in case you have not you are not aware of that, or you still need to enroll, we've just got a few more days for the enrollment for the certification in emotional health practice. So this is purpose. So if you feel that, right, okay, I think that my purpose actually is also to help people heal, right? Especially if you've experienced any kind of trauma yourself. See, nothing happens by chance. I say that to people. Nothing happens by chance. Our experiences and our journey is an indication of where purpose is, or where our purpose is. It's sort of like leading you to where purpose is. So the certification in emotional health practice is a certification course run by JG Academy, Jola-Grace Academy, and it's the first course that we're rolling out, and that's going to be starting in January, but enrollment is open. And yes, the 49% discount is still on, right? 49% birthday discount is on. So scan the code on the screen for those people on Instagram. If you're on YouTube, you can, or YouTube, on TikTok, send an email to hello@coachjolagrace.com, or just go to the website www.coachjolagrace.com. You can enroll there. So if you feel that this is purpose, I actually need, to move on and fulfill purpose, especially as the new year is coming, then grab this opportunity, right, to become a certified emotional practitioner so that you can help people. You can even understand emotions. Emotions is part of life. Some people that are, you relate with people, you're an HR person, you just want to understand emotions. This course is for you. So go and enroll for that course. Right. And once you enroll, you will get all of the information. And one of the things that we said that we're going to be doing is helping people, set up, if you're new in the emotional health industry, if you're new, we can guide you and position you to how you can set up your own private practice. Awesome. So yes, that is it. Emotional health practitioner, all of them from there. So again, like I said, for those who are not on Instagram, you can send an email to hello, HELLO, @coachjolagrace.com, or just go to my Instagram page and send us a DM. Okay. And then we will be able to send you all the information that you need. Also, right, we are rolling out Christmas bonus or Christmas discount on all one-on-one coaching and therapy services at Jola-Grace Consulting. So we are actually giving out a 30% discount on all our services, right, for the month of December. So it's called our Christmas bonus. So if you feel, you've been listening to me and you feel, oh my God, I need a session, I need one-on-one coaching and therapy, or I need coaching, or I need therapy, or I just need help, I need somebody to hold me, this is your time to actually commit. Because see, if you've been just going around the circle, picking here, picking there, and nothing has changed, what are you going to do differently? You can't continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result, right? So grab this opportunity now. And I have very limited slots. I have to say that because I'm getting busier. The academy is starting. So if you're interested in that 30% discount, what you need to do now is, again, you have to go to my Instagram, because the WhatsApp link is on my Instagram bio. So there's a WhatsApp link in my Instagram bio. Use that to send a message and say, I'm interested in 30% discount. Okay. And then we'll send you all of the information you need for that. Awesome. So I hope we're able to get one or two things tonight. We'll see if we can pick up from there on Thursday. Still talking about rising above your past, or we'll see where the conversation goes. I am the Soul Doctor. My name is Jola-Grace Emmanuel, and I'm committed to helping you heal, thrive, grow, and achieve your purpose. Until next time, when I come your way, stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay valuable, and Merry Christmas in advance. I hope you've got your trees up. Good night, everyone. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye. Bye for now. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Love you all too. Love you.